Hello, hi Simrat, good morning.
Hi, Arya. Good evening.
So Simrat, I'm sharing
Okay.
my screen. So this is for validation. We need to create new validation. I think this is quite different. I haven't worked on this. So can you please tell me how to approach this
Yeah,
task?
sure. Just a quick question. You've set up the Eclipse Rider and everything, right?
Yeah, Eclipse and Rider I have set up. Almost I have done.
Okay, let me just share my screen. I'll show you how we usually do from spec to validation.
Yeah.
Let me. Can you see my screen?
No.
Let me share again. Okay, what about now?
Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, perfect.
So
So were you open?
can we record this session?
Yeah. Let me just. Okay. Yeah. Recording in progress. You were able to see these validations now in your grid?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what I usually do is because Eclipse doesn't have like a built-in terminal, you can use GitHub Desktop. I use terminal usually, whichever is fine. So what I'm just gonna do is I go into the tax validation repository, tax validations, and I just like currently I'm on the main branch. I'll just pull all the changes from the GitHub and everything, create a new branch here, whichever is like your ticket number, and then you can work on this here. Okay, if you're more comfortable with GitHub Desktop, you can use that. Like that's personal preference.
Okay, and this one is Eclipse, which you have currently opened.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the tax validation.
And in
So
terminal,
there are
what you have done, Simrat?
sorry.
In terminal, you have done something just now. In system terminal.
Oh, terminal. I just create like a new branch from here because Eclipse doesn't have like a built-in terminal to do Git actions.
Okay.
So tax validation, this is my repo that's open in Eclipse right now.
Okay.
So now I'm on the main branch. I can do like a new branch here. I think Virendra uses GitHub Desktop, so just like connect with him, whichever you feel comfortable in. You can just use that for creating the branch and pushing the changes and all.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now let's see the spec. This is your spec validations. Yeah. So the current name is I think this here. So you don't have to create a new one. You just have to reuse an existing one. Not found.
For me, this the previous name is only showing. This name is not showing in the specs.
Okay, let me check. Reused. Oh, yeah, there it is. I wonder where it is. Same, no? EQCTP1H. Okay, this is the one. Okay. So you'll see this when you double click on this here. Okay. Now.
So you
this
search
is
with
our-
EQTCH, right?
Yeah, EQCTP1H RL90.
Okay. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
this is what this is mentioned, right? So we need to change this to this, but the current one is this.
Okay.
Okay. So now these validations are basically if you open TTO and a user is finishing their, let's say, tax return, and they go to the review section to check, like what all the error and warnings. We just give them like a summary that, oh, this could be an error of your return. This could be like something like a warning, or you might, like forgot to fill some field.
Okay.
So this is just basically that. So when a user goes to this, let me just change it to English. Yeah. So after the filling the tax return, if I go to review and I go see this hub, this is where the validation service comes into the picture.
Okay.
So you'd see these errors here, the postal code doesn't match your home address, or the CRA requires that you indicate if you want foreign property. These are the warnings here. all of this comes from validation service. They check what all fields there are.
Okay.
So now let's say this is validation. This is the main part of it. Okay.
Okay.
English, if you go on the English tab, this is the English text for it.
Okay.
And this you don't have to fill. This will automatic. If you want to change this, like if you change the text, you click on the translate me button.
Okay.
Upload the PR and the automatic translations already take care of the French text. Okay.
Okay.
And we don't care about the C++ calculation. That's for TurboTax desktop. We just care about the C hash calculation here.
Okay.
So as you see, here is none right now.
Yeah.
So here we will add our logic. Okay. So to give you an example, let me open one. Okay, let's see, does it have? Yeah. So in a normal validation which is being used, you can see this piece of code. This basically checks whether to trigger it or not.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So now for this spec here, we'll go to the main part. Let me open the spec. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, this is better. Okay, now, yeah. So if you see here, this is a reused one. Okay, this is already created. We're not creating any new validation here.
Okay.
Now, so initially this was type is basically it comes up as a warning or an error, like we just saw on the review hub. So earlier this was validation was an error. We just have to convert it into a warning. So I'll click on the warning button here.
So reused means it is already existing, right?
It already, yeah, you didn't create a new one. It's just already there. You just have to change some things in it. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. So we change it into wording. Now platform is TTO, which is web. So we'll click on the web here. Desktop was already selected, so we won't touch that.
But platform showing as TTO only. But here we have selected desktop and web both. Why?
Yeah, so desktop was already selected, so I'm not going to change that because desktop team handles validations differently. So if it's already selected somehow, just let that be. We just care about the web part of it.
Okay. So we need to unselect the desktop one and only check the web one, right?
Yeah. Wait, this was EQC. It's the same one. Oh yeah, so yeah. So desktop was already selected. We don't touch that. We just care about TTO is basically a TurboTax Online, which is the web part of it. So we just select web.
Okay.
Okay, then warning is done. Federal groups, there is none, so we don't select anything. QC groups is final review on net file. So you'll see QC is basically Quebec.
Okay.
So both are already selected, so we don't need to do anything.
And what's about flavored and SQ?
Yeah, it's all. So we don't select anything.
Okay.
If it's like any other thing, usually it's just all. So we never select anything. Okay.
Okay. And SQ, where is this? Flavor is this one.
It's the same thing. Flavor SQ.
Okay. If it coming as all, it means we don't need to select anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And TTO means we need to select web.
Yeah.
And since desktop is already there, so we don't need to touch that, right?
Yeah, because this validations is shared by desktop team and us.
Okay.
So they might make some changes, but let's not touch theirs. We'll just tick off that we need this for the web one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this is the annual maintenance task. So let's say if to do task was clicked on, you would have clicked on to do and whatever, but there is nothing in your. This is also NA Quebec list. This is the federal list. This is the Quebec list, but in the web one we have nothing to select, so we just leave it as. Okay.
Okay.
Now for English, now see it's shared by TTD. That means it's also used for desktop.
Okay.
So we're not going to change anything. Just check that the text is same as whatever it's written. So you received an advance payment for credit 19 box set but have not claimed. Information needed to claim this credit is missing. Okay. So we don't have to change anything in the text. It's the same.
Okay.
Okay. French also we don't need to change anything. It's already there. Now for the conditions, these all we need to add. Okay.
Okay.
So it is trigger if all the conditions below are true, also applicable for SP or for corporate returns. Okay. So now what happens is this review hub, which I just showed you in the TTO, is shown for both the main taxpayer and its spouse if they are making a joint return. Okay. So this validation gets triggered for, let's consider that as one user, two user. So, like if I am on the review hub of main taxpayer, it will hit validation. So, all of this data is there. Tell me which one triggers. It will show. Now, if I click on the continue button, it will go to the spouses review hub, and it will again hit the validation service to get their validations.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you have some time, just go through the validations, read through like what the code, their conditions are for the all, like some, and you'll get like a more clearer picture of how we use this. But for the sake of this, so basically all the conditions below are true. Now I think there should be an AND condition and not an OR condition. But again, if you have confusion in that, just maybe ask whoever the maker of this. Suki is the writer of this. So if you have any questions, you reach out to Suki. Okay. So now I'm considering trigger if all the conditions below are true means it's an AND condition that all of them should be true, then only we trigger the validation, right?
Okay.
So you just make a C hash code. If you want to use cursor, like you can use that. So like basically if
How
this
to open
condition-
this on cursor, like Eclipse?
No, you don't need to use Eclipse. Like you can just file open the tax validation repository just on cursor
Okay.
and it will still have the code. Yeah. Okay. And so that's used separately. Like you won't make code changes to that. You'll just get the code from this maybe so that it can read other validations to get some context and then come in and paste. So use it in ask mode if you're using. Don't use it in agent so it can just go directly make changes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basically the code would be something like if this is greater than 0 and all of these conditions. So how you write this in C hash, I think it can read the other conditions. So let's say if it's here, so it will write it as utilities dot xf value validation request, whatever. If TP1 medical, instead you will put RL19 tax P and then R8. So the format is different. So cursor can pick up on that. But if you want to go to other codes in the validation, just go through it so you get an idea.
Okay. So
now
I
because
need
you
to write logic in C hash calculation, right?
Yeah. In this tab here, C hash calculations. Yeah.
So previously also written for this or not?
Sorry?
Like existing written logic is there for this or not?
So C++ is used by the desktop team, so they have their own logic.
Okay.
But we don't touch C++. We just, for our web thing, we just use C hash.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So now you write the condition here. Now, because it will be applicable separate for tax P and spouse, you don't need to do anything. Just use tax P because it will automatically adjust the context when it makes the call. So we just write like one logic, nothing separate for SP and tax P. Just keep it as tax P and write it that. Okay?
Okay, only we need
Now-
to consider tax P, SP we don't need to consider.
Yeah, that is only conditions if there's like a shared validation, but this is not that complicated. So just keep it simple.
Okay.
Okay, again, tell cursor, read all the other codes, C hash calculations and check the logic. It does most of the job for you. Okay, but it's good to verify once you create the calculation.
Okay.
Now coming to this step to reach out for fixing. So what happens in TTO? So let's say this is my warning. If I click on the review or fix button, it will take me to this screen. I'll say that, this, I can either ignore the warning or I can say applies to me. So now when I say applies to me, it will take me to the step where I can fix that validation. So something on like TOSI form. So if I click on applies to me, it will take me to that page. So I can go and fix my whatever the warning was. Okay.
So
now
I can
to reach
validate
this-
from here, from TTU25 screen, I can validate whatever fixes I have done, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll also show you how you can connect. Maybe ask Virendra. I think he's already run that. So it'll be easier. So when you run both of these on localhost, you can actually check if all of those console. So what we'll do is we went to console to set and get the value.
Yes.
So yeah. So how you can test that once you have put it in is if you go to the spec, you can just in the console set all of these to the opposite condition. So not opposite. Basically, you'll put this as greater than 0, this as 0, 0, 0, 0, all of that, and go to the review hub and check that this should trigger. That is how you can.
Simrat, I'm little confused. Like after writing in C hash calculation, after that, what I need to do?
Okay, so let's walk step by step. So after you wrote in the C hash calculation,
Okay.
there is also one more thing here to step to reach out for fixing, right? So how we do that? If you see here, they have written result dot fix interview, right?
Okay.
So that means you will write if all of those conditions, like if condition 1 and condition 2 and so on, so on, so on. And if you go into that if block, you can put that result dot fix interview is this one here.
Okay. This
What
one
it
is
does when you
step
click
ID.
on that. No, this is always an interview ID and not a step ID.
Okay.
So in future, let's say I think the current one was the current ticket that Virendra is working on was a step ID. So you have to go in TTO to create a new validation interview for that. So you can put an interview in this.
Okay.
But that's again a separate use case. You can ask Virendra if you want more information on that. But this is fairly easy. You just have to put this here. Result.fix interview is equal to this. That's it. So what it would do, it will, let's check which interview is this. So this is ISCHH, I think. Yeah. So it will give you, it should take you here basically.
Okay.
When you click on from the review hub, right? So that can be fixed by result.fix interview is equal to I underscore SCHH whenever you write the condition here. Okay. Any questions so far?
Yeah. In my TTO, like review is not coming. How we can reach till review step?
So you go on tax return here and this is your review button.
Okay. So if I will
Yeah.
click on continue, I will reach to that page.
Yeah. So this is one here. Continue. No thanks. Yeah, this is your review hub.
Okay. From here, we need to click on warning and we need to test.
So now no, because you put it as an error, it should come under the error tab.
Okay.
Okay, remember you put it as an error here.
Yes.
Yeah, we will. I mean, like I didn't make the code change, but it's written here, right? Oh no, we changed it to warning. My bad. So yeah, it will come to a warning. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it should come under this tab here.
Warning, and we need to click on review.
When we click on review and you'll click on applies to me, it should go to that I underscore SCHH interview.
Okay. And
that means your flow is correct. Yeah.
Okay. So in that way, we need to validate.
Yes. Yeah.
And how
So
can,
now how to post? Yeah.
Yeah. How can I trigger that validation from screen?
Yeah. So now you made the code changes to Eclipse. Okay.
Okay.
Then you would go to, you'll click, once you've like done everything here, you go to Eclipse Grail, desktop C++ C hash export. Once you click on this, what it would do is, my writer is not open, but so consider the Eclipse one as just like a database of all the validations you have.
Okay.
Now the actual service which like gets and sets the API calls is this here, the Canada validation service. Okay.
Okay.
So it fetches data from the tax validation and then communicates with TTO. So now when you would do, let's say, so let's say I did this, it will say, okay, complete. You will see automatically files would change here, see?
Yeah.
So all that changes would be exported here.
Okay.
So again, you'll create a new branch here for your Canada validations repository because this is a separate one. And you'll export from Grail. You should see the changes here, okay? To run this, again, the cd sidecar command, I think Virendra can tell you all that. Once you do that, you click on this green button, it will run your service for you.
Okay.
Okay. Now when this is up and running, I think it will run on localhost 1890. Do a health check. Okay. Mine isn't running, but if yours is running successfully, it will show an OK here.
Okay.
Okay. So that means your validation service is running on the local. Okay. Now for TTO, what we can do is I'll send you the branch name as well. Okay. So once on TTO you'll go. So now we have to make, so this is currently pointed to the call version of validation service, but your changes are not there yet. Okay. So you have to make it point to the local host version of your validation service, right? Okay. So for that, I've already created a branch where that is there. What we want to do is, so TTO and this kind of runs on the same port. So I just put the port number as, let's say, 9090 here. Okay. In server.xml. here, just change the port so TTO won't run on the same port. It will give an error or something is already running on this port.
Yes.
So change this to 9090. Go to your CAS config factory here. Okay. And instead of this label here, let me just put history. Yeah. So this is a new, this is a branch I created in our config where my validation service points to my local host URL. Okay. So you don't need to create the branch again because I've already done one for testing. You can just use this. So instead of label, if you put this branch, it will pick the data from that specific branch in TTO config. That's a separate repo, so don't worry about that. So once you do this and you did the server.xml changes, right? This and the CAS config. Yeah, here. Okay. Now, when you would run your TTO locally, it would point to your local host validation service.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's say I'm running TTO on my local. I went there as TTO. Yeah. So assume this is running on my local. Now, in order to set the conditions, I go to my console. This is my conditions. Okay. So I'm gonna have to set all of them. So you can just set it by, so for this specific return, tax p dot, let's say rl19 dot r8, and it should be greater than 0. I'll set it to 2, let's say. You evaluate that, it will set that specific value. So you have to do the same for all of them. So then you do rl19 instead of that, tp1 schedule h r8 is equal to 0. We'll set this to 0. Okay. So similarly, in your tax return, basically you're setting all of these values. And once you do all of that, when you go to the review hub, you should be able to see that, if your code and everything is correct, it should trigger in your review hub here in your warning step. You should see that. And when you click on review, it should go to this ISCHH interview, which you just saw.
Okay, so here I need to I need to set all the value one time or one by one we need to do?
I think you'll need to do one by one. I'm not sure. I think it does console acts like a way as one-on-one.
And evaluate, need to click on evaluate after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So after once all the condition will finish, then only I will go to TTO and check the warning.
Yeah, because only then it would trigger. If let's say even one of them is not there, your AND logic would fail. So it won't trigger the interview.
Okay. Once I have done with all these values, then only I can check.
Yeah, because again, the logic, if you see which you set in the validation, should match. Only then it will trigger, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many PR I need to raise for this?
So 2 of them. One would be from the Eclipse changes. That is from terminal or GitHub desktop, just git status, git commit, git push.
Okay.
And then when you export it into Rider, you checked everything is working fine, then 1 PR for this. So 2 PRs would be there.
Okay. Got it. Simrat, I have checked that field in Eclipse, but it's not showing for me.
Which field?
Shall I share my screen?
Yeah. You mean that validation?
Yeah.
Okay, let's search. Don't copy this. I think for me it didn't work. So just type it like E_QC.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because it's tried through, maybe it just took some other character.
Eclipse we need to check.
Yeah. So again, I think because Virendra has worked on that, if you have any small questions, just feel free to ask him as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can say it out loud. So EQC underscore TP1H underscore RL19.
$90.
Yeah, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, if you click, RL, there's no underscore after RL. It's just RL and 19, no underscore after that.
No.
Or did you put in a?
No, I haven't.
Don't worry, I'm blank. Yeah, yeah. Just check, press enter.
They're not found.
Still not found. Do you have the latest changes in your repo?
Yeah, one day before only I have cloned that one.
Should be 977 number. Scroll up and check the order 977. Maybe something is wrong in search. Yeah, no, 977. Go down, go down. 977. Yeah, here it is.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So we need to like check one by one. Scroll
No,
up.
no, no. Usually the search matches. I don't know why it's not working for you. But yeah, anyway, just double click on that and you'll see your validation. Yeah, just close the previous one. So you know what happens when you make changes to something, you just kind of just. So the E donor queue is open for you in the other tab.
Okay, this one you
Yeah,
are
just
asking me
close
to change. Close.
So no, just close that. Yeah, so this one we need to change here. Whatever is in the spec that I just showed you.
Yeah.
We will also need to rename it to WQC because again that's also written it because now it's a warning. E is error, W is warning.
Okay, in description, descriptor, I need to change the new name which has given.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, if you see the form, exact matching fields are there for what you need to change.
Yes.
So you'll see descriptor now is this, type is this, platform is this, and all that. Okay.
Okay.
So it's corresponding to that. And yeah, you should just control S, like save in the Eclipse before you export it. Sometimes it doesn't get like exported if you don't save it. So before exporting it from Eclipse, just do control S or save from like the above and then export it to Writer. Okay.
Okay. And Simrat, how can I like open this one in here in cursor?
So just go file. Yeah. Up.
Yeah.
Yeah. File. You click on open. Yeah. And just select your wherever the validations is.
This one, tax Canada validation or tax?
It's just above this one. Yeah, this one. So if you open it, click on open.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay, here I can ask.
Yes, just use it in ask mode. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Okay, Simrat.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the recording. Okay.
Okay.
Recording stopped.
Bye.